Welcome to this episode of The Mobile Classroom, the weekly video podcast where we demonstrate today's most popular technologies. And in this episode 22, this popular technology that we're going to discuss is Miro 3.0. I'm James Messer, and as we go through this episode, I'm going to show you what is new and unique about Miro 3.0. If you've never used Miro before, we're going to show you the capabilities of this multifunctional media player. Before we get into that, I want to remind you that this week's video podcast is absolutely free. From the very first minute all the way to the end, you get to see every piece of it. Every third video we do is exclusively for our mobile members. So if you're a mobile member, you got to see all of the video, episode 21 of last week, and everyone else got a preview version. Fortunately, this week for everyone, it's absolutely free. However, if you are a mobile member, you get this week's episode in high definition, 1280 by 720, which is the resolution that I'm using on the screen right now. So when you watch this, you're seeing exactly what I see on the screen, crystal clear, a really nice resolution. Just another benefit that you get if you're a mobile member. And if you'd like to know more about that mobile membership, just visit our website. We'll tell you all about it at themobileclassroom.com/members. Miro is a great media player, and it's a lot more than that. If you've been watching Miro through the years, you know that it's had different names. It's had a name DTV. It's had the name Democracy. The founders of Miro, the people that created this program, realized that calling it Democracy did speak to how open and available that this particular platform was. But unfortunately, it had a bit of a political tone to it. And that's not what this product is. It's not a political media player at all. It's one that was really meant for everybody to be able to use. So they essentially just came up with a name. Let's call it Miro. Let's see if that name works. That's the way things usually work these days. All the good names are taken. So we'll make one up and see how that works. And it's a catchy name. It's a nice, short, catchy name. It was created by this organization called the Participatory Culture Foundation. And the idea of this group is to create this product and a series of open source products that everybody would have access to. One of the challenges that we have with the internet today is there's all kinds of media from all kinds of different places. Wouldn't it be great if we had one program that could bring everything together into one single platform? And whether you're running in Microsoft Windows, whether you're running Mac OS X, whether you're running a Linux flavor, there is a version of Miro that works across all of these. So it's very portable and works exactly the same across all of these different platforms. This makes it really an application that is a lot more global than some of the other media players out there that might only be for Windows or only be for Mac. And as we go through this, you'll see that there's some nice functionality you have when you start applying these things across multiple operating systems. So what is Miro? If you've never heard of it before, I've been talking nonsense up to this point. You're wondering, what is this interesting application? Well, first, it's a place where you can go and download and view thousands of absolutely free shows, audiobooks, movies, television episodes, a lot of free information. This is not the quote unquote free that you might run across on the internet when it's copyrighted material where it is actually illegal to copy this information. In Miro, all of this from the Miro front end is absolutely free shows. So this is a little bit different, perhaps, than other sites you might have seen. This is also a very nice, really almost universal media player. It plays all kinds of different formats of media, including a number of types that even the bigger and more well-known media players don't even do. So in a way, this becomes really the center of your media playing universe when you really start using it because of its ubiquity. It's really able to grab any video out there, any audio, and play that for you. This is also a really nice front end to be able to BitTorrent these types of video streams, these video programs. As you may be aware, BitTorrent has a bit of a bad name. It is used as a way to transfer data across the internet, these large files. Video files are really, really big. And instead of downloading an entire video file from one source, what BitTorrent allows you to do is have copies of that video placed on everybody's desktop. And what you do is grab a little bit of the video from everyone else. You're distributing essentially that transfer and that load across many, many different computers, in many cases, hundreds or even thousands of computers. And you're not using up any one particular bit of bandwidth. You're using a little bit of bandwidth from many places. And in a way, this is a great way to transfer very large files across the internet. Unfortunately, it has had a bad name because people have transferred copyrighted files that they should not be copying through the internet. And although BitTorrent could be used to do bad things like that, Miro uses BitTorrent to transfer these absolutely free videos back and forth. So this is a way that you could use BitTorrent and use it in the right way to transfer information that should be transferred. And in most cases, these are videos that the people who made the video really couldn't afford to have it downloaded by so many people. The bandwidth costs would just be astronomical. BitTorrent actually allows them a way to distribute this software and these videos in a way that they would have never had the ability to do before. And as we've mentioned here, if you wanted to directly download from a place, from a centralized site, you can do that as well. So you've got a lot of options here on how you get the video and bring it down to your machine so that you can then watch the video. And lastly, this is a new feature in Miro 3.0. It's actually an add-on to Miro, which is the ability to convert from one media format to another. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but that's a really nice capability. If you've never really looked at transferring or converting video formats between one format and another, you'll know it's not the easiest thing in the world. Well, Miro has just made it really, really easy. We'll show you how all of that works in this episode. A great place to start would be the Miro website. And to get there, you visit this website, getmiro.com. This is the primary website for Miro, the official site. And you can see right on the front page, Miro 3 is out. It's an amazing open source, non-profit video player. You can download torrents, podcasts, play videos, do it with style. It's a great front end. And it really makes a point here that this is independent. This is not a media player that's owned by any particular large organization. This isn't owned by a company that makes operating systems. This is not owned by companies that make media. So no particular kind of media is foisted upon you when you download Miro. This is something that is very independent. And if you're someone who really would like to make your own decisions about what you listen to and what you watch and things that you see, this is a nice place to start then. To get Miro, there's a big button right here on the front page that would download it. If you'd like to see more about Miro, they've got other options here that you can roll over, and it will show you all of the different things that Miro does. Well, instead of reading about them or seeing this on the website, let's just start up Miro, and I'll show you around the interface and show you some of the capabilities that it can really have for you. When you start up Miro for the first time, you'll get something that, well, looks a lot like this. It brings up on this left toolbar a number of options available to us. We'll visit that in just a moment. The bottom of the screen is a number of capabilities for your media player itself. And the major part of the screen is essentially a browser front end that has taken you to the Miro guide site, where you have direct access to a lot of different videos. You have different genres that you can look for. If high definition is your thing, they've broken out HD into its own categorization. You can view the most popular, the top rated, new shows, look at videos by different languages, and you'll see it broken out by both video and audio up here. So this Miro guide is a great starting point. If you aren't even sure what you would like to see, or you're just interested in browsing around, this is a great place to go. So we can even see what some of the new shows are that are listed here and some of the available. Let's see what's most popular. If we click the most popular link, it shows us that there's a number of things. There is The Simpsons is here, The Daily Show, YouTube All Time, HD Nation. So you see it's a mixture of both programs and different podcasts or different video feeds. So here's TED Talks, for instance. Now, some of these take you to another website. It's just a front end that will get you there. For instance, The Daily Show, for instance, is on Hulu. So it will take you to the Hulu website to be able to see what's there. But from our perspective, when we start looking around and poking at the different things here, let's try TED. We'll click on that and see what the options are here. TED, it stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design. If you've never really seen these videos that they have at TED, is an amazing type of talks that they do. A very, very unique, very eclectic types of talks. For instance, TED Talks is Robert Gupta, Music is Medicine, Music is Sanity. Here's another one. Joel Levine says, Why we need to go back to Mars. And Alan Siegel says, let's simplify legal jargon. Now, you'll notice that when you download these, that they're really about 15 to 20 minutes long. These TED Talks are designed to be very short very succinct, and they really get the point across quite well. Let's say we wanted to see one of these. I like the idea of music is medicine, music is sanity. If we wanted to download it, we can click a download button. If we wanted to watch it right now as it's streaming down, we can click the watch button. And maybe we don't want to watch it right now. We just want to download it, and I'm going to click download, and you'll see a 1 went up right next to downloading. Let's say at the same time, I would like to see Joel Levine. Why we need to go back to Mars? We'll download that one as well. And we can go do other things. We can go look at other video pieces. We can see how our download is doing. One thing you'll notice also, and this one is relatively important, if you really, really like these particular talks, these particular topic, this podcast you may have seen on here, and you want to know and automatically have available to you new videos as they come out, there's a link at the top that says add the feed to your sidebar. For instance, I've already done that with my mobile classroom feed. So if we went up to our top here and we typed in mobile classroom and type search, it'll bring up the mobile classroom. Here it is. We'll click on the mobile classroom here. And when we click add the feed to your sidebar, it will add in. I've got the members only one, but when we click it, notice it adds the mobile classroom HD. And now I've got those video feeds available to me. Now you'll notice also that our downloading, if I click on the option for downloading, it actually goes here and downloads the different pieces available to us because I already had video feeds that I had subscribed to. Miro, when I started it up, automatically went out to those feeds and started downloading and looking at what was available to me. Now, previously, I had paused a number of these. Some that are paused are staying right where they are. Others finished downloading. And as soon as it finishes downloading and there's something available for us to watch, you'll see these numbers will change on the side. So I can see that video, now I have 3 videos available here just in the generic video library because I did not subscribe to TED, so it just stuck it into my video library. The ones that I did subscribe to, like the Mobile Classroom HD, is right here. It tells me that it has not been played before, and we can decide if we want to play it. We can just hit the play button. And there we are. There's last week's Mobile Classroom. Welcome to the Mobile Classroom, the weekly little confusing,
video
isn't it?
podcast where we demonstrate today.
Let's pause that. But now you can see how easy it is just to download a video, click the play button, and now we're watching that video. It puts it up in full screen here. We could change this to pop it out to a separate screen if we wanted to. If we had this connected to a television, be an HDMI cable or through a regular video connection, we could pop this up full screen, listen to it through the audio on our television or our audio system, and it's as if we have yet another media playing capability here all through the computer. So in many ways, you're almost replacing the cable television or the television that you get over the air with this type of media front end. Let's close out this preview screen for the why you want to use Twitter preview. Let's look at our other videos that we have out here. We have TED Talks, and those were the ones that we downloaded earlier, and it works exactly the same way. Now, if any case you want to remove these, you can click remove. After a certain number of days, these will expire. Because we're downloading them, we're storing them on your hard drive, you may not want them to be there forever, so it will download them. After 5 days, they expire. Now, the benefit, of course, is that these are still out on the internet. If after 5 days you realized it's expired, it's gone from your machine, you can always go back to that particular location and download it again. It'll stay another 5 days, or you can just click keep, and it will keep that on your computer. If you click show more, it'll show you all the details about that particular file. Sometimes it's more information than you ever want to deal with, but there it is. You can see everything that happens to be on your computer. This is really a very, very simple way to find information, download information automatically, have it available on your hard drive. And it's a very, very simple way when you start building in all of the podcasts you like to listen to, all the videos that you like to watch all the time. You start up Miro, it does everything for you automatically. All you have to do is show up here, see what videos are new in your library, and now you've got plenty of things to watch, plenty of things to listen to, all from this Miro front end. When we started Miro, we were at the Miro Guide. And at the Miro Guide, if you want to get back to it, you could always click Miro Guide at the top of the screen. It takes you right back to where you were. There's another site that is a bookmark that's always in here when you start at Miro. Two of them, really. There's Legal Torrents and Miro Audio Guide. We were talking about BitTorrent earlier and how BitTorrent has this really bad connotation of being an illegal type of front end. Legal torrents takes that and turns it around. These are torrents that are available to you that are absolutely free and things that you can download and torrent from other places without any worries that you're downloading something illegally. Now, the part of the problem you may run into is your internet service provider, or if you do this at work where you are or have somebody else's network that you're using, they may have disabled BitTorrent. They may have turned off BitTorrent just because of the legal issues associated with people using BitTorrent for illegal means. So this may not work in every situation for you. But notice that you have featured content here that you could download, or at least start downloading with BitTorrent. And you have other media types here as well. It isn't just videos. It isn't just audio. All kinds of different things. We click on television, for instance. A lot of different things are available here. And notice they're from different countries as well. This is the benefit we have of working with the internet, of course, is that you don't even know where this might be coming from. That's the beauty of BitTorrent. These pieces of these files may be all over the place, all over the world, anywhere they go. Let's say here that we wanted the Lone Ranger looks good. I'm going to click on the Lone Ranger. This is from 1959, and you can see if we are downloading this, there are currently 8 seeders. These are people that have the absolutely complete version of this file on their machine. So if we started using this and BitTorrenting this, those 8 machines would be a great source for us. We have nobody that is downloading and sharing this particular torrent right now, and there have been 6,348 of this particular file downloaded. If we click the download button, it says they've asked for sponsorship to finish this. It takes you to the website for sponsorship. In our particular case, you may want to visit the site and see what kind of sponsorship they're looking for, or you may just want to decide that maybe you don't want to sponsor, or remind me later. We're going to say remind me later right here. I'm going to we're going to remind me later. And then it will say we need to open license digital media. You would then sign up. You would get an account to be able to use this legal torrents. It's absolutely free. You don't even have to put in anything that's really specific to you other than maybe first name, last name, or if you have OpenID, which is an open authentication method, then you can do that as well. There is a terms of use associated with this. Once you fill this out and register, it will begin the BitTorrent, and that finds itself into its video or audio or the other category right here on your Miro screen. So just another way to get information, to get videos, to get audio, and put them right on your desktop using something other than just a direct download. Really make use of this new technology, this technology of BitTorrent that really allows you to get these huge files from anywhere in the world. Another link on the sidebar I'd like to show you is the Miro audio guide. This looks very similar to the video guide we were looking at before. The video is here. The audio is right next to it. So the audio guide looks very similar, but these are only audio. These are not video, but Miro will work, of course, with the audio pieces as well. Now, there are many, many more audio podcasts available than video. It just happens to be the nature of the medium really allows many more people to create audio-only podcasts than just video podcasts. And if you're someone who drives in your car a lot, may not matter to you. You may be listening to this podcast, even though it's a video podcast. But when you open it up and you have audio podcasts as well, that changes everything. You have a huge number, thousands of different podcasts that you can go with. So for instance, here's NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. So a weekly news quiz that they do. Fantastic podcast. It's one that I subscribe to. And it has, for instance, right here, the March 20th and March 27th one is right here. And if you like this particular audio podcast, when you add it to your sidebar, it adds it under an audio feeds link. So you'll be able to keep track of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, and you'll be able to get the latest version whenever it comes out. And now it's separated out in your video feeds and your audio feeds so that you can really go right to it and download it and listen to it and hear the podcast every week when it's available. If you had different things that you wanted to combine together, let's say you were riding in the car quite a bit and you wanted to have a playlist available, Miro supports playlists as well. If you are someone who's accustomed to using playlists with other media players, iTunes is a really good example. This works very similarly to that. And it even says to add an item, drag it onto the name of the playlist in the sidebar. Now, this is an example playlist, but we could always go to our playlist menu up here and create a new one. Let's call this the Mobile Classroom playlist. And in this playlist, there's my mobile classroom playlist. It's absolutely empty. Maybe I'd like to take Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me and put that episode right into the playlist. Maybe I'm going to be getting in my car later, and I'd like to put that right into the mobile classroom. Let's say that I also want to take the new mobile classroom podcast. I'm going to drag it and drop it right into the mobile classroom. And let's say that video that I downloaded, Joel Levine, Why We Need to Go Back to Mars, we'll put that in there as well. And if I click on that now, you can see all three of those have been added to the playlist. This makes it really easy if you want to just start it up and let it play. And you can do exactly that. Click the button, and now they'll play one after the other in this playlist in the format that you've got it configured in here. So this is a very simple way. Add up exactly what you'd like it to do. Maybe have a few hours of music from your CDs, music that you've downloaded, audio podcasts, videos that you'd like to play, and let it go. You don't even have to look at the screen anymore. It'll just go right through the playlist and play one right after the other. Another new feature that came in Miro 3.0 is especially useful if you have difficulty hearing or you know someone who has difficulty hearing. Under the playback option is an option for subtitles. And if a video file supports subtitles, you can play that video and turn on the subtitles feature. That way, if somebody is watching this with you who can't hear very well, or sometimes maybe you'd like to have it playing the video, but it's very loud around you, and you'd at least like to be able to follow along by reading the subtitles, makes it very simple at that point. If the video itself doesn't come with subtitles, occasionally a person who puts out a video will put out a file along with it where the subtitles are contained, and you can load that file in separately as well. Just another capability, and I think it speaks to the openness of what Miro is trying to do with this media player, which is make it available for everybody, regardless of what type of, whether you can hear or can't hear, whether you can see or not see. We're really trying to make this a platform that anybody would be able to use. Miro is great on the desktop, but what if you downloaded a video and you wanted to take it with you? Maybe you have a mobile video player and you would like to take that video, but if you've ever tried to do that before, you know that the mobile players have a very specific kind of video format they expect. And generally, the ones that you download and view on your desktop generally are not configured to be able to work properly on your mobile device. You usually have to do some type of conversion to get it there. Now, if you've ever gone out to any of these sites that have conversion programs, perhaps you've downloaded other free conversion programs. Media Coder is a really good example of that. You know that they have about 100 different configuration options in there. And if you've never converted a video before, that's pretty daunting. It becomes very difficult. All you really wanted to do was take it from your desktop and put it on your mobile device. And now you're being asked about all of these different video formats and configurations and throughputs and frame types that you never thought you would have to worry about. And it is overwhelming. Fortunately, Miro has created a video converter to help with that. This is a very, very easy way to convert videos. Very simple. We're going to step through one in just a moment. And just like the Miro player, the Miro converter is absolutely free. This is very important because if you look on the internet, you go to Google and you type media conversion program, all of these programs out there, the vast majority of them cost money. This is one that's absolutely free, so something to keep in mind. You can find it at www.mirovideoconverter.com. Let's load it up and see what it looks like. Here is the Miro video converter. That's it. It's one single pane here that says convert a video. To convert, drag a video file here or choose a file by clicking this link, and it will bring up the chooser or the file manager for your operating system. Then it says, what format do you want to convert it to is right here. You have Theora, which is an open video format. It's one where there is no licensing associated with it. Again, going with that idea of media being absolutely free, Miro allows and supports this very open format. Now, there are other formats in here as well, especially some that are very popular, like iPhone and PSP type formats. And then some others in here too that you don't often find, things like a G1 or a Click or a Droid or a Hero or a Magic MyTouch or Nexus One. These are portable devices that are supported on the Android operating system. So here you've got some really easy choices to make. For instance, we can take last week's video that I have downloaded, that is the 1280 by 720 HD version that will not work on a mobile device. Let's see how big this is. Let's right mouse click and choose properties. This is 111 meg. So this is a pretty big file. Shouldn't take long to convert though. Let's click it and just drag it and drop it right in there. And it says, that's why you want to use Twitter. So to select a different video. No, I don't want to do a different one. And let's say that we'd like to put this in that Theora format, this very open format, and you click the convert button. That's it. You don't have any additional configuration details. And for most people that would like to just take it out of one format and put it into another format, that's all you really wanted. Just do it. Don't worry about the details. Give it a nice quality conversion. I'm going to put it on a mobile device anyway. Pick the optimal settings, things that are probably right in the middle of the road of the quality versus the size of what you'd like to have as your final product, and have it convert those and have it go through the process. That's really all that you need to worry about. Now, if you're doing this for a big video, this could take quite a bit of time. If you've ever done video conversions before, and I've done quite a few in my time, video uses a lot of resources to do anything, renderings, conversions, changes to the videos. And you can see an example of this here. This is a 111 meg file, which in the video world, not really that big. This is relatively small, but notice we're only 1% done after all that talking that I've already done after we click that configure button or that convert button. So now we have to wait a bit. So this is something generally that's not unusual. When you start doing video conversions, you're going to find that it takes quite a bit of time to get these things converted over. So if you're planning to take something with you on your mobile device, just make sure you spend enough time to get that converted before you're able to go somewhere, and you'll be just fine. But now you've got something very, very easy to use to make that happen with the Miro video converter. Miro 3.0 is a great media player and now a very capable media conversion program to go along with it. And hopefully now you can use Miro to download and keep track of your favorite video, audio podcasts, and much more. Now would be a great time to put the mobile classroom and subscribe to that and have it right in your Miro front end. If you aren't subscribed to the mobile classroom in your media player, you can always find out when we're putting out the latest edition of the mobile classroom from our Twitter account at twitter.com/mobile classroom. If you're on Facebook, there's a link right on our primary website to connect to our Facebook page, and that can be found at themobileclassroom.com. And of course, if you'd like to contact me directly, you can always send me an email at james@themobileclassroom.com. Thanks so much for joining us this week. We'll see you next time on the Mobile Classroom.